Yeah, we get the keys, we protect the bags. From the lease to the legacy, running up the stag. Ain't no dream too big, ain't no move too tough. This lifestyle plug, we gon' level you up. Yeah, we get the keys, we protect the bags. From the lease to the legacy, running up the stag. Ain't no dream too big, ain't no move too tough. This lifestyle plug, we gon' level you up. From the block to the boardroom, hustle's the same. Apartment keys jingling, insurance in the game. Cash flow steady, keep the mindset strong. Plugged in with Andrew, yeah, you can't go wrong. Tune in, locking, it's the lifestyle code. We getting paid, staying covered on $1 million roll. Yeah, we get the keys, we protect the bags. From the lease to the legacy, running up the stack. Ain't no dream too big, ain't no move too tough. This lifestyle plug, we gon' level you up. Yeah, we get the keys, we protect the bags. From the lease to the legacy, running up the stack. Ain't no dream too big, ain't no move too tough. This lifestyle plug, we gon' level you up.
Yo, what is good? It's your boy AC back with another episode. Welcome back to the Lifestyle Plug. This is your boy AC, and we got something really good to talk about today. And honestly, I'm glad to be back on the pod. I enjoy doing this every Saturday. I'm actually going to be doing this a lot more, but of course, welcome back to the Lifestyle Plug. So, what we're going to be talking about today is something really short. Last 2 weekends, we've been talking about how the skills in Grand Theft Auto can translate into real life, especially if you are a gamer. But today, we are not relating anything to making money. We're not relating anything to, getting your money. And we're missing the most important thing. But before we get to that, I have a couple sponsors, really good sponsors, and they've been sponsoring us for the last 2 weeks. I've been very grateful. I work with them, I wouldn't say on a daily basis, but on a weekly basis, so to say. But this podcast is sponsored by Trooper Inc. Trooper Inc. is here in Houston, Texas. As I've been telling you, this is an organization I've been working with for almost about 2 years now. And what they do is that we use creative arts to help kids with, emotional management, focus on mental health, and expressing themselves through creative arts. Creative arts can be different things, such as podcasting. Podcasting is a certain kind of art to express yourself, talking to people. We focus on other things like painting. Painting can actually help people express their feelings. This is not just something for kids. This is something for adults too, because adults are learning every single day. But yeah, Trooper, we created a curriculum that I currently use in my classroom because, as everybody know, I'm an educator here in Houston, Texas. I teach English 2 now. They moved me from English 1 to English 2, but hey, change happens. And I left a lot of kids that I started studying this curriculum with and teaching them how to express themselves through writing. That's something that's really important. They express themselves through writing. They express themselves through talking about how they feel. Some of them come up with mixtapes. I don't know why kids come up with mixtapes. This is not 2000. You just can't hand out mixtapes anymore, and you think you're gonna get somewhere. I don't know how that works. But anyways, they have mixtapes and expressing about how their home life is, and that's just different ways that Trooper can actually inspire your kid to express how they feel, not feel left out necessarily, and just be like present with themselves. And Trooper has a curriculum that we are selling. If you want to reach out to Trooper, I actually need to put a QR code for Trooper, but this is not for Trooper. This is actually for something different. But Trooper has a curriculum that you can use at home. I think everything starts at home with parents and child. It is affordable. Of course, you can talk with the founder, a good friend of mine, which is Miracle. She's very good. She's actually a licensed social worker. I think she's clinically licensed social worker. So I reach out about Trooper and stuff like that. But what this QR code is for here is the donation for the Lifestyle Plug Education Fund. We are starting an educational fund because we are wanting to create education outside the classroom. So what this program is all about is teaching kids how to be self-sufficient in life. Lifestyle Plug talks about how business works, how money works, entrepreneurship works. That's what we do, and that's what I'm doing. And I want to build a fund to where we are able to pay to create workshops for the youth. Growing up, college was kind of like the biggest thing that we could have done is either college or military. But knowing what I know now, it is so much more to life than just college or military. So this is what the education is fund is for. Anything helps, and if you want to influence and impact your future and these future people, kids that are trying to do big things, donate. All right. So we appreciate you. So what are we talking about today is reflecting on who we are as a person. Because we hear this saying all the time that money is the root of all evil. I don't necessarily agree with that. Money is not the root of all evil. Money only amplifies who you are as a person. It only amplifies it. If you were a good person and you were a person that gave to your church, you was a person that gave your parents an extra $600 for their rent, or you take care of your people and you've been respectful and kind all your life and you get money, that's who you're going to be. Just 10x that. If you were an asshole, if you're an asshole, like you were truly an asshole to where you uh you're just an asshole. Like there's no other way to say you're an asshole. Like if you're a guy that hits women, you're a woman that gets money from men and just use them for their money, and you sleep around and all this stuff, you're gonna get money. That's who the fuck you gonna be. Sad to say. So the reason why it's so important to know who you are before you build anything big is because who you are now is what other people are going to see 10x. The truth always comes out. So you got to know who the fuck you are before you build anything. The biggest thing is being self-aware. That is the most important thing, is being self-aware. Who are you when nobody is watching? Are you going to do the right thing? Are you going to cheat around the block? Or are you going to cut corners? Are you going to actually put the work in? What is your style? And when I say style, like everybody has to build a personal brand at some point. This is not just a business related thing. For almost over 200 years, we've been building a personal brand. This is where we get stereotypes from. This is where we get racial profiling from. It's because of how we act as a person, as a community, as a society. If you take money out the equation, who are you? This is why oftentimes when you ask millionaires, if everything was taken from you, are you able to build something the same way you did before? 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell you yes. Why? That's because they knew who the fuck they were before they even built something. They got themselves together. They got the knowledge. They got the people. They treated people with respect. They knew exactly who they were, and who they are today is only amplified of what they were when they first started. That's why people are able to lose it all and get all that money back. Simple. You got to know what you value. Do you value your family? Do you value money? If you value money, that's okay. It's not evil. Do you value helping the community? Do you value education? Do you value it's a lot of things you can value, but you have to know what you value to make sure that you don't lose yourself along in this process of entrepreneurship. I know for me, it is very important that I have control of all my time. And I like control over how I respond to things. I want to have the most control of what I do. I like power. I like control. And that's totally fine. That does not mean I'm evil. I make sure that I love and read the Bible. I am a spiritual person. I need spiritual guidance. I want to keep my soul pure to what God's vision is as a man. I want to uphold my responsibilities, regardless of how much money I have. I know that spiritually, I'm supposed to be the head of the household. I know I'm supposed to be the leader. I'm supposed to take care of my wife and kids. Whenever I have kids, I want to make sure that I'm able to do that, regardless of how much money I have. I want to buy my wife the nicest cars, the nicest purses, the nicest stuff. She deserve all that. She deserve all that. But I also have to make sure that I am the person that I say I was when she first married me. That's value. I value myself as a family man and as a businessman. I'm able to close a $100 million deal at 1 o'clock, come home at 4 o'clock, and I'm a family man. I'm playing with my kids. I'm enjoying my wife. We eating dinner together. We joking, laughing, having fun. That's what I value. But then I also value taking a trip on the weekend just because we can. That's value. How do you stand on business? Perfect example, having boundaries with work. I'll come home from work. I guarantee I'm not one person that is going to tell you, I'm not reading your fucking email until like 6 o'clock in the morning when I get there. That's who I am. And this is what's going to separate you from the millions of people that want to start businesses in the future. You have to stand on business on who you are as a person. You can't lose yourself. You hear all the time these celebrities and these millionaires, they sell their soul for $1 million. And the key to that is not to give up your soul, is to know what you value, know what you want, and know how you're going to get there. You might not have all the answers today. You don't have to. You're not meant to. This is the learning process for everybody. And this is what's going to separate you from the average person in your business area. For instance, I bounced around a lot, but I'm in the life insurance space. What's going to separate me from these other life insurance agents? Work ethic, precision. I would say perfection, but precision, and knowing where I want to get to. That's what's going to separate everybody. And the biggest thing that I want to say for the lifestyle plug is that this is not just a podcast to where I talk about my knowledge, my experiences, things that I have learned. Lifestyle Plug is a community, and you might see me looking down because I really want to show y'all this. And I think it's very important that this is the offer that I have at the current moment. And I have a community on Discord, and it's called the Lifestyle Plug Mastermind. You see people have these masterminds, and right now, I do not have it in the description. This is going to be something that I open on Monday, and it's going to be open for 48 hours. This is going to be a community that this knowledge where we talk about who we are as people, places to where you get inside information on how you can grow yourself as an individual before you become a business person. Because anybody in business, yes, it's competitive, but nowadays we're competing with ourselves. And might sound crazy, but I don't have $1 million yet. I do not have $100 million portfolio in real estate. I don't have a big team in life insurance, but I have the knowledge. And I do know the knowledge of a community. I know the power of a community can grow your business expeditiously, very quickly. It depends on how fast you put effort in. You can grow your business as fast as possible at an inspiring rate. We have different channels such as Motivation Daily. That's where daily motivation will be. I will send you a quote. You can put a quote in there. You can put a snippet of a video and stuff that will say, hey, you can do it. You had a rough day yesterday. I remember that, but you got this. You got this shit. We got to know who the fuck we are. We got to be able to help these other people. So like I said, I will shoot this out on Facebook. I will shoot this out on Instagram. I'll shoot this out on TikTok. I'll shoot this out on, what I say, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Anybody can join the community. Anybody can join this community. Everybody has a community. It can be 10 people. It can be 10,000 people. But once you understand that people is going to be the equation to profitability, matter of fact, let me put that in the on the screen for you because I think that's very important. People, because people really do equal money. People equals profitability. People equals profitability. Seriously, people is the main source in the equation. People equal profitability. If you know the right people, man, if you know the right people, they are going to get you where you need to go. So like I said, I'll share this community out on Monday. I'll share it out for 48 hours. You can join for free because this is a paid community. Once you are in for free. But anytime after on Wednesday, 12 o'clock at night, you got to pay. Okay? So another thing I want to talk about is freedom of speech. As we know it, our freedom of speech is slowly being taken away. We are slowly stepping from a democratic society into the authoritarian. Our freedom of speech is being taken away. And this goes back to, what do we value? What do we stand on? You have the right to say what you want. We live in supposed to be the greatest country in the world. Your freedom of speech is power. What you say matters. And I really want to point that out because we're going through a whole thing right now with show hosts and people saying certain things about stuff, and America's very sensitive. I don't know what happened to our society to where we can say things and it mattered. They're trying to censor what we have to say. I also want to just add that freedom of speech is your God-given right. I just want to say that because it's slowly being taken away. I'll have more information about that. But that's all I have for today. I appreciate everybody being here. I know today was a really slow episode. It wasn't really like high energy like it usually is. But I just really wanted to talk about, you need to know who the fuck you are. Like, you really need to know who you are as a person to succeed in life, regardless if it's business, entrepreneurship, as I preach. But self-awareness is a tool that you need to have regardless of what you do in your life. You need to know how to watch yourself. That's what truly matters. Stop worrying about who else, what else, and when else, because you get nowhere thinking like that. You need to know your values. You need to know what you stand on. Be self-aware of that and separate yourself from everybody else. What is everybody else doing that you already do that you can do different? That's what I want to talk about. And the biggest thing is people equals profitability. Don't forget to be ready to sign up for the Discord. We want to build something together. This is community. This is your boy AC signing.